Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's something serious. Where my girls at? We link up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
It's going down. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. The first Monday. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The first Monday of 2022. I just love the ring of 2022. It's something about all those twos. And we are here. We got issues. The girlfriends. We got issues. 19 a.m. The Superstation. WFDF. We're here. It's so good to see each and every one of you. Thank you, Tribe, for following us into 2022. We're so excited to be with you. When I tell you I love hearing that music, I miss that music, I needed that music today, it's been one of those days. When I tell you one of those days, wig blown back, hair flying every kind of which way, phone calls, fax machine, emails, boxer. I'm telling you, I said,
you ain't got no more fax machine.
Katrina and I was just saying, we need a vacation from the holiday, okay? We need a vacation from the vacation. Well, girlfriends, it's so good to be with you. We got issues. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk about it all. We are always inclined to give solutions. We don't ever want to rest in the problem. And so it's Caterina, Sabrina, Crisette, and Gloria, girlfriends for 30 plus years. We believe these rich relationships matter. Today, we're talking 2022, be good to you. 2022, be good to you. How can you be better to yourself? If you're not good to yourself, you cannot be good for nobody else. So tag a girlfriend, encourage a girlfriend, motivate a girlfriend, inspire a friend. It is Motivation Monday with Sabrina Goodwin Monday on We Got Issues. Katrina, out there on the West Coast, looking good in that lavender. Hello to the people.
Hello to the people. Hello to the people. Hello, hello, hello. I'm feeling great. I feel blessed. I feel energetic. I'm looking again at some beautiful flowers. I told Anthony, keep the flowers coming. I got some more flowers. It's bright. It's sunny. It's a little chilly. I mean, I got, doubling up on the socks up in here, turn up the heat a little bit more. But just, this is emotional management season. I am so grateful for all of the emotional management training because literally, as you're talking, Sabrina, here comes in a really good girlfriend that says, I've been under with COVID. She must have had the Delta variant because she said for 3 days she was immobile and she is in the clear. But she says she had the fever, body aches, cold, congestion, sweating, but cold, no taste, no smell. And she even thinks she may have lost some hair. I mean, bad,
lost hair?
She thinks it was that bad. I said, you must have had the Delta variant because everybody, so we can't act like Omicron is the only thing that's out there. But it's just, she said 3 vaccinated people at her house, 2 got it, 1 didn't. And so it just feels like Russian doggone roulette. That is not a game that I'm willing to play, So you don't want to be Debbie Downer. We got good news. It is some good news out there in the world, but boy, you got to really choose to find
well, what's some of it? What is some of it?
Like, it's good news. I mean, I think the market might be up. What else? I'm going to pass it to you, Gloria.
You know what? No, the good news is that we're here, that some people survived, that the virus is not as deadly as it has been. But you guys, I mean, I don't want to be like the Debbie Downer either, but the headlines read, U.S. schools delay openings as Omicron pushes pandemic to record highs. Okay? U.S. schools all over the country delay openings. I mean, we're seeing it. It's real. We can't, every one of us knows somebody with it right now, knows a family member with it. The good news is, doggone it, this thing we pray is going to peak and get out of here faster than the Delta hung around. So that is the good news, but I understand we're going into that peak in the next couple of weeks. So we stay prayerful. We keep fighting the good fight, but I promise you, it's something out there. It's something out there. So thank you, Caterina, for trying to give us some good news in the best way you can. But thank you for bringing us the news. Gloria Mayfield Banks, Vitamin G. It is Motivation Monday. This girl is so motivated. She thinks she had COVID, but she talked her way out of it. She convinced everybody that she didn't have no COVID. That's how optimistic she is. Gloria Mayfield Banks, how are you?
You know, let me tell you about these girls. They got so many issues. Don't tell none of them a secret. Don't tell none of them a secret. All your business is going to be out on the street. All of them. Look, we've been together 30-something years, and we still finding out stuff about each other. It's just so ridiculous. Don't tell none of them nothing about you. Y'all, seriously, when I was sick a couple of weeks ago, I swore it was the flu. I even took a test. The test said negative. Then I went to the doctor. He's like, no, we don't know for sure. We don't know for sure. I said, but I didn't lose my taste. He's like, no, not everybody loses their taste. I said, no, I ain't had no. And sure enough, when they start, even today, somebody was talking about the symptoms. And if you cough, I said, I coughed. They said, and you sneezed. I said, oh, yeah, I was sneezing. And your body was locking up like, yeah, it locked up for real. And you got tired. Yep, I was really tired. And you had a headache. Yep, had the headache. So I guess I had it, but I did. I convinced myself. That's how powerful your mind is. My mind told me I had the flu, and I was like, I have the flu. I always have the flu. I get the flu every year. But this time, I don't know what I had, but whatever it was crazy. Whatever it was. But look, Walter's on here. I don't believe that Walter, the exercise guru from the land of America, is on here. When I was on the treadmill with him at 5:45 this morning, and let me tell you this. I was at Planet Fitness that has 55,000 TVs. You want to know what's the problem? If you look at CNN, you see one thing. And if you look at Fox News, you see something totally different. I cannot believe we're in the same country with the same thing going on with two different, completely different conversations. Completely different conversations. So yeah, it's a real situation out here. You can't avoid it. It is the conversation. It is very much the conversation. I believe there's good things going on out there. Number one, we had our first snow of the winter. The first snow. Now, what's the good news about that? That it did finally snow. What's the bad news about that? That it took so long to come. That means climate change is real and it's taking a long time to come. But we had snow and it was beautiful. And this is the last snow I need to see. Personally, I don't need to see no snow. I don't like snow. I don't like to see the snowflakes. It was very pretty. I put it on my social media. I thought it was really great. Put it on social media, show it to all the people that don't have snow. Ooh wee, look Peru, this is what snow looks like. Ooh wee, look Colombia, this is what snow looks like. And other than that, you can go to Crisette. They see snow all the time. I don't need to see the snow at all. This is it, no more. So yes, she came in right on time, sister girl. We got issues. We got issues in this 9:10 a.m. the Superstation. Go ahead, Sabrina.
Back to Crisette. Hey, Crisette, how you doing?
Hey, I got issues over here. I got issues putting on StreamYard issues, but I'm excited to be here. Let me say happy New Year to everybody. I'm excited another year. I can't believe we are in 2022, y'all. We have been together so much. I think we're starting to look like each other, okay? All right. We've been together so long. Sabrina really believes she could wear my foundation, okay?
No. That's the truth now.
That's because she left hers at home. That's because she left hers at home.
You ivory 10, and I'm brown. I'm bronze 5. Okay, you in the ivory category.
Look, we got the black sisters down here and the navy and the blue sisters up there. We got the memo. Me and Crisette got the memo.
That's right. We got the memo. But yeah, I am excited about a new year. Lots to do in 2022. Excited about our topic on today. Of course, we know if you watch the news, there's a lot that's going on in the news, and just really trying to remain vigilant, stand as safe as you can, stay in this environment. And so, you know what? It is what it is right now. So, you know what? In 2022, we still have to live life, and we have to live life in such a way that we still set our goals. We still have things we want to accomplish. And I love the topic for today. We have to be good to ourselves, because sometimes it's easy to be good to everybody else and forget about yourself. So I'm ready to start this conversation. So I'm going to throw it back over to you, Sabrina.
Excellent, excellent. Before we get into the conversation, guys, there was a lot of news that went on with couples over the New Year's, who was spending time with who. And did y'all see where Kanye West bought a house right next to his ex, Kim Kardashian, so he could see what's going on at the house? I mean, if that's a bit much, how would y'all feel? How would y'all feel if your ex bought a house right next to you? How would y'all feel about
Time
that?
to move. Time to
Sabrina.
move. Okay.
Let me just say this. I give him something to see. He buy a house next to me. I'm going to give him something to see.
Okay.
That's our true first lady, girl. That's our true first lady right there.
You get, but he's so crazy. I'd be scared. You know, you like, because of his situation. I mean, I just think that's horrible that he would put himself right there next to her to try to control that. But you're right. And, you know, she'll have her bodyguards walking her and her man right on up in that house saying, you better not come 10 feet. You better not come 10 feet close to this house. So, I mean, I was just like, wow.
This chick, she got enough money to build a house over the house. She got enough money to build a house over the house, lock him out from seeing anything. I think it's so crazy interesting, because that's just super crazy. She could do whatever she wants to do, and he can too. It's ridiculous.
Sabrina, what about the fact that he released a new Bible that puts him, y'all didn't hear about Kanye putting himself in the Bible, and every place where it talks about Jesus, he puts himself there as Jesus?
No, Crisette.
Come on.
I hadn't heard that.
Y'all haven't heard that?
I ain't heard that either.
No.
If it's true, don't stand next to him when the lightning comes.
I'll get all the information. Y'all did not hear that. I mean, it's been on social media.
Yeah.
People been. I'm surprised you didn't text me, Caterina, about that.
Oh, she missed that.
Look, hey, look, now look, everybody in the chat,
football.
everybody in the chat's talking about they got issues, talking about we got issues. Oh, he got issues. Oh, that boy got issues. Now everybody knows we got issues. That's issues for real.
And then what about
Gloria.
Tampa Bay, Antonio?
That's what I was going to say.
Who said Sabrina? Yeah, Antonio Brown for the Tampa Bay football team. We were looking at that. We said we have never seen anything like it. In the middle of the game, takes his shoulder pads off, his jersey, and walks off the field. I'm hearing conflicting reports. Somebody said he quit. Somebody said he got fired. But who does that in the middle of the game? So, girlfriends, I haven't been able to catch up on the news. Caterina, you got the story?
Well, I don't know the story, but a lot of people claim mental illness. And what's it called? What's the
schizophrenia
from
or bipolar?
It's not bipolar. It's the condition from being hit in the head. So many concussions that the football folks get.
CTE,
a lot of people out there were saying CTE. Thanks, Gina. A lot of people were saying there's a mental illness. There's something bigger. Walter says because of a contract dispute, but that thing it's sad. It's it's unprofessional.
I'm gonna tell you what, I was watching it after I saw him run across the goal line the way he did with 88 packs. He don't have no 6-pack or 8-pack. He got 88 pack for real. And I saw it myself. And then he's a 6 or 7 time Pro Bowler. And then after Simone Biles' situation, Michael Strahan, which I like Michael anyway, but he just took it up a whole nother notch. And it was right after it happened, he said, we have to look at this situation that what we just saw was not normal. There was nothing normal about that situation. And the reason that we're so hard on him is because it's shown up 3 or 4 times. His skill level is so high. He continues to get picked up because he's such a phenomenon. On the other hand, we know areas where people are phenomena who have challenges because they can't get the help they need. They don't want to talk about their weaknesses. They have a lot of challenges. And he said, we have to remember he has a family. He has people that are dependent upon him. He always gets picked up with these big, he said something is wrong. And I really appreciated him saying that, because we all can quickly go to what we see. And we all always know that what we show and what is real is many times two different things. And time for the
Very
music.
good point. Very good point, Gloria.
Good place
Tom
to
Brady was
end.
very kind. He was compassionate in his remarks.
He was.
I really appreciated Tom Brady's remarks. Grace, we know that you're on the phone line. Stay with us. We want to hear from you. As soon as we come back, we're talking 2022, be good to you. We'll be right back. We're back. We're back. All right. All right, Grace, we're going to the phone lines. Are you there? Grace?
Yes. Good evening, ladies. I guess I wanted to make just a quick comment on, I guess, the discussion prior to when you were talking about Kanye, and then you were talking about the football player. And when Kanye got the label of being crazy because he bought a home, Kim's house, or it used to be his home, okay? But if you, white folks do that, and Kanye's not a white folk, but rich people do that. And it seems to be a trending thing that they buy a home in the neighborhood across the street, a little bit down the block, because of the kids. So I don't really think, and I'm just going to throw my opinion out there, it's focusing on what she's doing. He knows what kind of girl she was prior to. She laid on her back and got famous. He already knows there was many before him, and he was all right with that. So I don't think he's trying to figure out what she's doing, because she's going to continue to do what she do. She did it before him, and that's kind of attracted him to her because of her kind of promiscuous ways or how she do stuff. But I just know the crazy label, how they put on him, and then we only know what the media has displayed, and he has done some things. But it's very eccentric. But I would have to say she got some issues too. And the same thing with the football player, but he didn't get the crazy label from y'all. But that he, maybe that is out of character for him. And prior to, there's been some things reported of his behavior. We can say crazy about him too, but I felt you guys kind of, and I love you ladies, I do, because I think this show is fire, but it was kind of a judging thing. Of one was crazy and the other one was kind of, it was almost acceptable. But I did hear about the football player that, prior to, there's some things that how he acts, that seems a little odd, but it was acceptable, but that seemed to be out of character, and I went along with that. I just said to myself, I said, there's something going on with him, because it does seem like something that was just not quite right. Or prior to, we don't even know the language that he got about being fired, or his time is up, or whatever the case may be. But these are human beings, and we look at them as they're not, or there's some kind of iconic figure or whatever. But I just didn't like the whole crazy thing with Kanye and then give the other guy a pass.
Hey, Grace.
That was it, but
Grace, I want to say to you.
This should all take place.
Us to get along. We want to hear all sides. You made some very valid, valuable points. Gloria, did you want to address that? Who said something?
I said something. I wanted to jump in and thank you. And sometimes you use the word crazy. We've called each other crazy. And sometimes you don't necessarily mean crazy as in mental issues. You could just mean like, girl, you know that was crazy. You buying a house. So it depends on, but let me just say this. What do you think about this, Grace? In 2014, Kanye West, or Ye, published his own version of what he called the Book of Yeezus, in which he replaced every mention of God with his own name.
So we've antics in the past. Mm-hmm. I put it on his craft and the death of his mother. He became a different person. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't necessarily say crazy, but something as tragic as losing your mother, and he spoke many times before, that was his world. Now, this is just not hearsay. Literally came out of his mouth that his mother was just his world. So I can understand him going into a different place mentally, trying to cope with that if she's no longer there physically, and he probably can't really touch her spiritually. Just the emptiness to take you to a place. But I feel very eccentric. And then some of the stuff could be just because of his branding about who he became after his mother. We started to see a lot of bizarre things. There are some things there. There are some issues there. And I say this, touched by an angel. Because he got some angels walking with him. He does. I do feel that. I just won't necessarily, and I know we talk about it, how we go, girl, that's crazy. But sometimes we really mean crazy. We do. And we know it. We got them all in our family. I got a crazy uncle.
Hey, Grace.
And I used to have an aunt that's bizarre, but everybody else used to call her crazy. Now, this woman used to design for the windows in Marshall Fields in Illinois. So she wasn't crazy. She was very eccentric. And she did very bizarre things, but she was really, really intact mentally, but in a different place.
Hey, Grace.
She was my grandfather. Yes.
I want to say something. I want to thank you for calling in and give us some controversy. Because you know what, we talk all the time about we got issues, and we want people to call in with their opinion. So first I want to tell you, I love the fact that you were courageous enough, because it does take courage. It took courage for the four of us to get on this radio show. Now we're talking like it ain't nothing, but it took courage for us to say that. So I just want to tell you, I really appreciate the fact that you brought courage in here. And the other thing that you said that I thought that we all have to remember is just because they have a lot of money doesn't make them different from us. And people who have a whole lot of money do things that we don't know about. We only see one side. We only see the social media side. We only see the comments. We only see the Twitter side. We only see this side. And you brought up a really good point, because I have somebody that's really close to me whose ex-husband moved really close to her to be close to the kids. And then you said, which I forgot really, that Kim Kardashian has as interesting of a past as anybody has. So, I mean, I just love the fact that you bring in the different, because that's what makes We Got Issues so powerful, is that everybody's got an opinion and the opinions really matter. So I just want to thank you for that. More controversial. We want more controversial callers. Yeah.
Thank you, and I do enjoy listening to you. I really, really do, and thank you.
Yeah.
Bless your heart. And great going into 2022. Many blessings to you and long life.
Thank you, Grace, for calling. Thank you. So we got some Yeezy fans who believe he is amazing with no issues, and we've got some who says he's got some real issues. And so you either on Team Yeezy yay, Team Yeezy nay, whatever it is. Hey, bottom line is we all got issues one way or another, and like we know, the bigger you are, the bigger your issues are displayed for the world to see. Well, girlfriends, it's 2022. It's time to be good to you. We are talking being better to yourself for yourself. See yourself truly as you are. Powerful, courageous. Gloria just talking about being more courageous, like Grace was, unlimited and divine. You define who you be. Today, we discuss owning your power as you conquer the ups and downs of life, because they're going to happen. Life is either happening to you right now, it just happened, or it's about to happen. How do you stay centered? How do you continue to own your power in the middle of it all? And so let's open it up, you guys, for discussion. Being better to yourself in 2022. We all know that it's a job. It's an inside job. And so who wants to start? I've got a list of different ways that you could be better for yourself. Caterina's got her hand up in a right now kind of way. So talk to us, Kat.
Very simple. I said it before and I'm saying it again. I just continue. I find myself, I used to think multitasking was something that you wore as a banner. Like, I'm a multitasker, not just in business, but just in life in general. And I've given that up, but COVID just showed me how slowing down and being more present, how important it is. And every time something tries to come up and get me to speed up, I'm holding a pace. I haven't found it totally, but I'm finding a pace that I can pace myself with grace. It's so important to me. How to mix, working with Walter. Now you got to mix in working out. You got to mix in the eat. You got to mix in this. It's like, but everybody has the same 24 hours, but you say, how do people get it done? And so, I'm just committed to that. A pace, my pace may be different than others, but you got to find your pace. And I'm not going to be dictated by others. Got to do this, got to do this, got to do this. Just
right.
That just, it
and
wears
the pace,
me
and
out.
The pace will be different on what's going on in your world, right? Because on the days when all is well, all is well. But then when the sky is falling down, that pace is disrupted. That pace is a little different, but you still plow through. What I do know about these women is they continue to plow through. They continue to show up no matter what. And so ups and downs, because I've talked to so many people during COVID, especially, that it's taken them out of their regular rhythm and they're trying to find their place in life. They still want success. They still want harmony. They still want to find that balance, but your world is different. Your world is different. Gloria, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say one of the things that I've been very cautious about is people defining who I am. Because through this last phase that I've just come out of, people are like, well, now that you have time, Gloria, are you going to slow down? Now that you have time, Gloria, are you going to stop? Now that you have time, Gloria. And I said to myself, I've been an entrepreneur for 33 years. If there was something on my schedule, it's because I put it there. If I travel, it's because I wanted to go there. If I worked hard, it's because that's what I wanted to do. And so I'm just telling people to be very cautious of, like Caterina says, this is what works for me. And sometimes we get confused about what works for us because other people want to define what works for you. Like in those questions, they're very kind. I know they're caring. That's why they're saying it. But they're also trying to define me by what would define them. So now that you're doing, why don't you, I'm like, actually, I've been slowed up plenty. The pandemic has slowed me way down. And whatever I used to do for how many years I did it, it was because I put it on my schedule. Now, people who don't get to control their schedule, Sabrina, I have been very fortunate to see how many people have evaluated the choice that they made, and they're choosing again because of the pandemic, because now they've been at a place where they've been able to evaluate that this place isn't the best place.
Yeah, I got that. Baby, I'm worth it. Know your value, know yourself. 2022, just do you. We're going to a break. We got to pay some bills. We'll be right back.
Just do you.
Just do you.
Just do you.
That's it right there. We are talking 2022. Be good to you. And we want you to call in 313-778-7600. In a brand new year, certainly you've thought about how you can be better to yourself. You got to be better to yourself to be your best for others. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until the good gets better and the better gets better. Follow us, you guys. Follow us on our social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can find us out there. You follow us. We want to follow you. In 2022, it's going to be a communication connection like never before. It's necessary. What we found in these last 2 years, we got to have one another. We got to have one another. So we're talking being better for ourselves in 2022. And so you guys always know it's lessons, light, love, laughter at the force of friendship. This is the show where you're going to take notes. We want you to take notes. We want you to apply some of the lessons that we share. You know, we've been around in business for 32, 33, 34 years. We've been together for 30 plus years in this relationship. And so there's always something that you can learn and apply. We want you to learn it, apply it, study it, become better. So today we're talking 10 ways to deal with the ups and downs of life, continuing to own your power. We know that you wear many hats. We know that womanhood is not easy. We got some men in our tribe, but we really wanted to bring this show together for girlfriends to enrich others' lives, to empower one another. And so if you're taking notes, take these notes, how to navigate and still own your power. Be kind to yourself. Number one, be kind. You know, the world is tough out there. So if you're not kind to yourself, it's an uphill battle. What are you saying to yourself? How do you talk to yourself? Every time you start not being kind, you need to pinch yourself and say, that's not kind. Number two, this was interesting as I was doing research. Seek not to know the reason for your unhappiness. Stop spending so much time of thinking, why am I unhappy? And figure out how you can become happier. How about that? I mean, the right attitude that will help you navigate through the ups and downs. Seek to find the way to your center. Instead of being off balance and being a victim, how can you become a victor? Number three, do not be fooled by your fears. Do not be fooled by your fears. Girlfriends, you guys have overcome a lot of fear in your life, career, with family. Gloria, you lost 2 babies before you had your first. Is that correct?
Correct. 3
babies before you had your first. I mean, how fearful must that have been when you finally were able to carry full term and believe that you would and could? Talk about that a little bit.
You know, there was a time I remember going to the doctor and I said to him, I looked him dead in the eye and I said, I need you to know this baby that I'm carrying, I have to have this baby. Like, I know I'm gonna go absolutely crazy if I don't have this baby. Like, and he was, you know, let's talk about his response back. He was completely cool. He was completely confident. He did not take on my energy, which gave me more confidence in his ability to bring me through. But I went into that situation knowing that if this was not successful, in my mind, that's why you have to watch your words, because I was saying the wrong words, but I also felt like I needed to tell him my truth. Like, I don't know what kind of miracle you are that you're the head of high-risk pregnancy in this big old hospital in Boston. But if you've been selected to be the best of the best, and I found you, I need you to make this thing come true for real. And he just sat there and he looked at me and he said, okay, this is what we need to do. And I was wide open to whatever he was going to do. But I think that the lesson there is that I didn't try to figure it out by myself. I went someplace where someone could give me the guidance in my biggest moment of fear. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. That's really good advice. Crisette, I'm going to throw this one to you. Number 4, blame it on no one. Crisette, I respect you so much because you always own your stuff. Whatever's going on in your life, you don't make excuses. You don't blame anybody for anything. You're the fairest woman I know. You're always cool as a cucumber. Talk about blame it on no one. They said blame is a thief. It robs you of your power and gives it all away, turning the world into your master and you into a slave. Talk about that a little bit.
Wow. No, you talking about that is so powerful, Sabrina. And you know what? Life happens to us all. And the first thing we do, and that's just human nature, is to blame it on other people. All of us have had things that have happened to us, good, bad, ugly, and in between. And yeah, there are times where we have been victims because somebody did something to us, but there are many times in life that things have happened to us. And I'm always, you know, and you have to, I always use the statement, to thine own self be true. We all know who we are. And I know that there are times where things happen, and I practice and try my best to practice being introspective and saying to myself, what part in this situation did you play? And that's not always easy, because the easiest thing is to point your finger and say, but the cause of it was them. But I was always told, when you point a finger at someone, there are three fingers that point back at you. And I think what it does, it helps to keep you rooted. It helps to keep you grounded. And you know what it does? It makes you constantly work on yourself. We got issues, and the issue is you. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so many times we can avoid being unhappy because we place our happiness, it rises and falls on what people do to us, as opposed to say, I'm in control of my happiness and I choose to be happy because I choose to blame other people, because it never works. It never works. I have been there and have done that. And, you know, I was reading also that a lot of times, and sometimes we don't know, we become our parents, or we become the person who has taught us certain things. And so if you go back and remember, how did your parents react? How did your mother react to situations? How did your father react to situations? There are many times where I said, oh my gosh, that is Anne Green. That is Anne Green. And
right.
You know what? I'm not going to be Anne Green. I love my mother. All of us love our parents, but everybody has things. And when I see certain things that I don't think are attractive, or certain things that I know I shouldn't do, and I can look and say, oh my God, you have become your mother, I have a conversation and say, nope, you're not doing that.
Progressive commercial. That's
so good. That's so good. That's so good. If you're taking notes, you guys, number 5, let healing take place. The ups and downs of life bring us face to face with the parts of us that are in pain, the parts of us that are wounded and in such great need of love and affection. When pain comes knocking on your door, it's not to punish you. But oh my goodness, sometimes we feel like that, right? It's not to punish you, but to invite you to make room for healing to take place. It comes to show you the way out of pain and into joy, out of fear and into love, and out of darkness into light. All of us have had pain, great pain, in various areas of our lives, but we push past. We do. Caterina, why don't you take that one? Because you are so good at healing and saying, I'm going to take the time to pray. I'm going to take this time to heal. I'm not ready to move in that area yet. We remember when you went through a lot of bad dating situations and we were praying for the right man to come into your life. We wanted that for you so bad because you wanted it so badly. And you never gave up on love. You never gave up on fixing yourself, saying, I got to get myself together and I know God will bless me. Talk about that.
Wow, it's so much. And I think one of the things that has served me, being an only child, I have gotten comfortable being by myself. And so that space doesn't scare me. I don't, there's a difference in being by yourself and being lonely, right? And so I was definitely lonely for a relationship, but I was comfortable being by myself. And I think also my personality of directness served me, because I would have direct conversations with God and I would ask him to give me a direct answer. And I didn't like some of the answers. But I just would say, if you're saving me, another failed relationship, if you're saving me from things down the road, because I very easily could have married the wrong person and ended up in divorce. I mean, that easily could have happened to me more than once. And it would have been, even though I knew in the back of my mind, because I kept some of those relationships longer than I perhaps should have. But even though I knew in the back of my mind, I know a lot of people know in the back of their mind and they still go through with marriage. And so I think just one of the things is being comfortable with myself. I'm not, I know, Sabrina, you talked about being a journaler and a writer. I'm not that way, but when I'm in those moments of despair, challenge, that can become lightweight depression. One of the things that's important to me is I write. I write. I write my feelings. I kind of have to get it out, and that has really served me. Prayer is. I just don't know how people get through it, and it's a two-way conversation. It can't just be one way, but it's crying out. I mean, I could see, I can remember many times just being laid out and saying, what do I need to do? And so
Yeah.
this is one of the questions, though. It's not just because God just doesn't respond to our emotion, but I'm saying, what do I need to
Right.
shift? It's kind of what you said, Crisette. What do I need to shift? What am I missing? What is it that is in me that is causing this to show up again? Because it's one thing to have issues, it's another thing to have the same issues. So if I
Right.
noticed I was having the same issue over and over, that's part of my slowing down. And slowing down is not, I'm slowing down to speed up, not slowing down to just be slow, but to
Right.
be more reflective, more in the moment, to be more productive. Maybe I'll get fewer
Intentional.
things done better. Exactly. I want to be where I'm supposed to be, with who I'm supposed to be, doing what I'm supposed to be doing, not just to fill the time. And so I hope that's helpful. I hope I said something helpful to our audience. But being
Yes.
alone and listening to your own, because half the answers you need are already within you. If you
They
listen,
reside within
right?
you, for sure,
That's
for
good.
sure. We have to be courageous to ask those questions and seek the answers. We'll be right back. Girlfriends, you are amazing. Thank you for just always adding value in everything that you say. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Call us at 313-778-7600. How are you going to be better for yourself? We'll be right back. It's your time, baby. It's your time. It's your time. It's your time to shine. Yes, yes, yes. Be your best self. Own your power. Go get what you deserve to have out of this life. 2022, it's all about you. What do you deserve to have? What are you seeking? How do you want it? Let's go get it. Someone asked, what was number two? Number two was find the way to your center. Seek the way to your center. Instead of looking at what you don't have, discover what you do have in terms of finding your joy. That was number two. You guys, we're talking being better to ourselves in 2022. It's all about you. It's your time to shine. I love that song by Kelly Price. Whenever I'm feeling a little something, music really, you guys, makes me move. It puts me, snaps me out, gets me into another place. And so we are talking through the ups and downs of life. How do you continue to own your power? How do you continue to stand up tall? How do you decide that your best of your life, your rest of your life will be the best of your life? In this pandemic, baby, life is not promised to anyone. One of my girlfriends lost her mother and her husband during the pandemic. She's trying
because
to
of
figure this
COVID.
thing out. Yes, to COVID. She's trying to figure it out, you guys. Some days I don't have the answers. I don't know what to say. I just listen to her. I pray with her. I sit with her because it's unimaginable. It's unimaginable. And then somebody said, they beat my story. Well, I know somebody who lost a husband, a mother, and a brother. Okay. And so the stories go on and on and on, you guys. So we got to be good to ourselves as we continue to move forward. Number 6, make peace with your past. Make peace with your past. The life you are now living with its many ups and downs is a result of your past thoughts, feelings, behaviors. If there's suffering in the present, the past has not been forgiven. If you want to heal your present, make peace with your past. If you want to create a better future, forgive yourself and forgive the past. This is how you deal with the ups and downs. I know it's easier said than done, making peace. It is a lifelong project for many. But what we're asking you to do is identify it, what's bogging you down, what's keeping you in the same thought process, and considering moving forward. You can't stay stuck. You can't stay stuck. You got to keep moving. Yes, it is a rough one. That's a tough one, making peace with the past. There was an exercise one time a therapist talked about writing a letter. If you're not brave enough, courageous enough to make peace with your past or with that person, write a letter, get the thoughts down on paper. At least you get it out of yourself. And then when you feel strong enough, then you can mail the letter. You can hand deliver it. But at first, write the letter. Okay? If you need to apologize to somebody, you apologize. You do the apologizing. You don't wait for them to apologize to you. You do the apologizing. Many times when you forgive, you say, I'm sorry. It's not for the other person. It's for you. So
Right.
that's a big one.
Sabrina, and I just want to
go
say,
ahead, Kat. Go ahead.
I just want to say on that, I mean, I literally just wrote down a family member I need to call that what happened, they did something to me. I just was totally innocent, but I overheard a conversation I should not have overheard after my father passed away. And I've been waiting. I want them. They're older than me. I want them to come to me. And it's like, no, I'm going to them. It's just, life is too short. And
That's
to have
right.
things that are unsaid and unspoken. So forgiving, even when they don't say they're sorry.
Nope.
Right.
No, you do your part. You just be the bigger person as best we know how. Be the bigger person. Like you said, life is too short. Number 7, allow your inner being to guide you. Gloria, you're so good with this. You're so
Let
good
your inner
with this. Inner being,
Say it
your
again.
your inner being. Listen to the little you inside of you. When the world is roaring, you say, I gotta listen to me. Humble yourself before your inner being and allow that sacred part of you that is always at peace to help you navigate through the turmoils of life with grace and serenity. Surrender yourself to your sacred self. Surrender yourself to your sacred self, not your partner's self, not your best friend's self, but yourself. Gloria, I've seen you evolve. You used to be so consumed and concerned about what everybody else thought. But in this almost 34 years of business, I've seen you go there. Talk a little bit about that.
You know what? I was loving what Chris said about her mother, that we love our mother, but my mother was a warrior. And I had always said, I don't want to worry. I don't want to worry. I don't want to worry. My mother had strong faith, but that was just a habit of hers that I don't want to have. And a lot of worrying comes from other people's perspective about you, their thoughts about you, their mission about you. But, I used to say this all the time. People always have an opinion, but they don't have $200. If I needed $200 and say, can you give me $200? They're like, no, I don't have $200. So now you want to predict how I conduct my life, but you can't help me with my life. So it has been a growing process, Sabrina, to tell you the truth. That's a really good point, because sometimes when we get to where we are right now, where our wisdom is so high, we sometimes forget that wisdom takes time. It's part of the journey. But a large part of it was I have seen how listening to other people has slowed me down. And I have seen how other people's conversation is for their benefit, not necessarily for my benefit, but it's something that suits them and they want me to carry it. And I cannot carry for you, because if I carry for you and carry for me, I'm going to be weaker, and you're asking me to be strong. So it's a thought process, but it comes from making bad choices, bad emotional choices, because other people's emotions become mine.
That's good. That's good. That's good. We're going to move through, you guys, because our time is ticking. This is pretty self-explanatory. Walk by faith, not by sight. That's strong. That's strong. It's biblical. It's in the Bible. Walk by faith, not by sight. Oh my goodness, you guys. Sometimes you have to believe it before you see it. Period. End of discussion. Number nine. This is good. This too shall pass.
Yeah.
As you're going through the ups and downs in life, as you're navigating being great in the middle of it all, as you're wearing many hats, as we go into this new year, many of you in the throes of some big stuff that is wearing you, tearing you, on your mind, heavy, hard to move to the left or to the right. But we know it's not forever. Who wants to take that one? This too shall pass.
You know what? One of the things I tell people, because they ask me about emotional management all the time, and this is my new thing, just start saying, oh, well. Oh, well. Stop trying to deal with it. Just, oh, well, because it's not, bad times don't last forever. They just don't last forever. And again, that takes wisdom, but we know that somebody in their 20s that's freaking out, you look at them like, girl, that ain't nothing. That right there, that ain't a problem. You think it is, but it really is not. Absolutely.
Right. I mean, I know, you guys, there are times with your children. Dang, it's time to go already? Okay, number 10, seek the guidance of the brave ones. Seek the guidance of the brave ones, because there are those around you who've been there, done that. I tell my kids all the time, where you going? I went around that block 10 times years ago. So, I know what it is. So it's number 10, seek the guidance of brave ones. You guys, our time is up. It's been an amazing conversation. Do you find your best self? We believe in you. It's Monday Motivation with Sabrina Goodwin Monday and the girlfriends. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Ciao.
Bye-bye.